maybe I'm inappropriate. I like hearing stories, I like the whole script. You're such a freaky girl, I love it.
Hey you guys, it's Nikki Newhope, aka Daddy Issues, and this is the don'ts video. Don't be a mean girl or a gossip girl or like a mean sex worker. Like, be an ally. Just don't be a dick. Like, I hate when I'm like looking at forums and I see a forum that is a wealth of information that turns into just two catty bitches that can't let it go, either of them, and they're just sitting there attacking each other and like trying to flex on each other. It's just not, everybody does stuff differently. Fine. Don't just like, let's just all be friends. You know what I mean? Or at least cordial. You do things differently. I do things differently. That's fine. Whatever. Stop fucking arguing with each other. And don't scam people. Don't rip people off. It's just not, it's not gonna be lucrative ever. I've never understood it. The whole bait and switch or catfishing when it comes to this industry, or selling something that never gets delivered. You know what I mean? Just general scamming of people, because it's gonna pay a lot more to actually do what you say in this business and actually send the pictures or send the videos or do whatever it is that you promised. Plus, a lot of these sites, it's a legally binding thing. Once they've paid for it, you have to deliver. I know that I've made the mistake in the past, even just recently. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just like, we're all guilty of sometimes being late on things, but just do good business, because then business will be good to you. And it's very easy to see a girl that's changed her name because she got in terrible reviews. I mean, people usually out people like that. So just don't rip people off. Don't be a scam artist. It's not lucrative. Like I said, don't over edit your photos, no matter how you think you look in one of them, or we can always tell. People can always tell. And it's not sexy to just see blurs and to see like the ground behind you just like quaking because you've edited it so much. Because also it's going to be time consuming, overly time consuming. You're beautiful how you are, no matter what you are or what you look like. There is something for everyone. I promise you that. There is a market for absolutely everything. Like I said in the last video, your flaws that you think you have, market the fuck out of them, because that is you, and that is amazing. I promise you. Don't blow all of your money. It's going to be extremely tempting, especially in this industry where we're like, it just always seems like I just made like $500 for nothing. But guess what? That might feel like that today, baby ho, but it ain't gonna feel like that in 10 years. You gonna regret every time you said that. Promise you. You're not going to want to do this forever, and you're not always going to make the most money out of it. Like I said in the last video, this ebbs and flows. You've got good days and bad days. You've got good weeks and bad weeks, so on and so forth. So don't blow all your money. Save some of it. We already said that. Don't give out your real information. Ever. I don't give a fuck how nice somebody is. I don't give a fuck how desperate you are or what they're trying to manipulate you into doing. Do not tell them your real name just because you're having a bad day and you're crying. Don't do it. Even if your boyfriend broke up with you, don't fucking do it. Don't tell people your real name. Don't give them your real information. Don't let your real information leak. Do not get overly comfortable. Just don't give your personal information out. Just don't. People are weird. Don't do it. Don't let people manipulate you. Don't do that. No. Stop doing that, girls. Men that are consumers on any of these platforms, on any of these sites, in any facet of this adult entertainment industry, there will always be a couple bad apples that will get on, with you or messaging with you or talking with you face to face. Whatever the situation is, they'll try to tell you, oh, well, so-and-so does it for this month. Or, oh, her and I always do that. Like, oh, or nobody does that. Nobody uses condoms, or whatever variation. And I mean every variation of that. They'll try to get you to lower your rates and do things outside of your boundaries and do things you already said you wouldn't do, and try to compare you to other people and manipulate the fuck out of you. And sometimes if you're escorting, they'll text you from one number and ask you what your rates are, and they'll text you from 3 more text now numbers that are all different and ask you what your rates are just to see if you'll budge. Like, just stick to your guns and don't let anyone manipulate you. It don't matter what other girls do or what they say they do, or it doesn't matter what other girls charge or what they say they charge. It doesn't matter what favors they gave them or who they know. It matters what the fuck your boundaries were that you set in because of the first video, and what you want or don't want. That's what matters. Don't get a manager. It's not necessary. And by manager, I mean a pimp or a boyfriend that you think is your boyfriend and you think you're in love with, and that just so happens to take all your money or let you pay his way. Like, don't fucking do it. It's not necessary. We have the internet. You can find a man that loves you for you, or a woman that loves you for you, that doesn't take any of your money. I promise you that has his own income, that also provides for you 100%, doesn't ask you for a thing, lets you do your own thing, is completely comfortable with it, and doesn't take any of your money. It happens all the fucking time. They're out there. I promise they are. So the whole pimp thing, It's just, unless you're that fucking dense, it's not necessary. And if you are that fucking dense, I hope it works out for you. Don't believe everything you hear or read as absolute fact, even anything that I say. Don't ever go against your gut. That's without saying. Don't give too much away for free. Don't sell yourself short. Don't. Start high. Always start high. Always take advantage of your new girl status. In most of these sites, when you first sign up, they're going to give you a period of time, whether it be a week, 2 weeks, a month, and during that time, you are considered a new girl, and often you will be marked as such, and often you will be on a special page or the top of the page or with a big picture because you're new. And new girls get amazing traffic. They often make a whole bunch of money. You're new. You're essentially fresh meat. And if you look at it from in a men are predators type of way, or clients, all clients, everybody is. It's just always a give and take relationship. Okay. So what I was going to say is, with the manipulation, don't let them take advantage of you because you're new, right? Because you're gonna research and you're gonna really explore and you're gonna read all you can before you dive in head first, so that then you can really take advantage of your new girl status because you know what you're doing, because you read a whole bunch or you watched a whole bunch of videos about it and you know what you're doing. And they won't be able to just pop up and be like, hey, well, no, this is how the site goes. And you can be like, no, bitch, no, it doesn't. Okay. So take advantage of your new girl status without getting manipulated. Don't ever take any food or drinks that you did not see be prepared by the people at the restaurant or by the bartender, or that you did not buy and open yourself. Don't fucking do it. Don't. If you're, meeting with people in person, just don't do it. Don't. I don't care how nice they are. I don't care. Don't get overly drunk or overly high, but control your narrative is what I'm trying to say. And if in person, don't open yourself up to something bad happening. Don't be afraid to call the cops if something bad does happen. Yes, you're a sex worker, but that does not mean that you shouldn't have any rights. And I know that they're going to treat you differently. Chances are they're going to treat you a little bit not that great, depending on what your situation is. But they very well could get somebody that's understanding and is on your side. But the best thing to do is not to be afraid to call the cops, because I've seen a lot of girls in the escort situations. Now, I told you I don't want to get too nichey. I've seen a lot of girls in escort situations have something bad happen to them and they don't call the cops because they're afraid. No. And I've seen men manipulate the girls because, oh, you can't call the cop. Yes, you can. You can call the cops. If something bad happens, call the fucking cop. And that's, don't let people play you like that. Ties in with the not being manipulated. Don't count your eggs before they hatch, because nothing is for sure. Don't. And did we forget the number one rule? Always get your money first. I don't give a fuck what you're doing in this industry. Money first. Unless we're talking about a free sample picture or a free teaser video because, you want to lure them in. That's up to you after you get started on how much to do that. But it's always, this is the number one rule. Money first, everything else after. And when I say money first, I mean money first, and you secure the fucking money. Some of these sites have escrow, but if you're doing anything in person, most definitely put it away. Don't leave it on the table for somebody to fucking take back after the fact, or just money first and secure the money, then anything else afterward, because people will promise you up and down, oh yeah, I don't have the money, right now, or do we have to go to the ATM, or can I just send it after our cam show, or I don't get paid till next Friday. I'm telling you, you will hear everything. Money first, no exceptions. Don't pay anyone else's way except for your under 18 children. Don't get in the car with anybody that you don't know at all. Don't have too easy passwords, or give passwords to, people around you that you know, even if they're I've had boyfriends fuck my shit up on the internet, posting all kind of crazy shit because they just so happen to know my password, because I used the same password for everything at one point. Not a good idea. Don't beg or be overly desperate. It's a huge turnoff. Even if you are desperate, just don't be overly desperate or beg. Compose yourself. Don't act like you are insecure, even if you are. Always act confident. Don't act overly confident, maybe. That's up to you, sure, but just don't be like, oh, I'm so insecure, I'm so unconfident. Men don't want it. Men, women, consumers, they don't really want to hear that. Yeah, they'll sympathize with you, they'll let you say it. Same thing with your problems, your actual problems. There are ways to strategically work some problems in there to get some money, but don't just be problems all the time. Nobody wants to deal with that. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be an escape or a getaway or a positive feeling, oxytocin releasing, serotonin releasing thing that happens, these interactions. So, don't worry about societal norms. Worry about what makes you happy and what's best for you. I promise you. Even if you're raised religious, you're not gonna be damaged goods or any of those old ideals. I doubt any of you beautiful young people think like that anymore, but just don't let people judge you and guilt trip you or offer their opinion where it's not necessary. You do you. You do you. And you basically get what you put in. So those are the don't and some other stuff. You know what I mean? Those are all my general rules. I'm never going to repeat them again, or at least I'm going to try not to. And we can move on now. Me having said that, I feel comfortable with moving on to the next chapter, which is going to be another site how-to. So leave comment below on your personal don'ts or anything you want to add to this, or any questions you want to be on my question and comment video. And yeah, because I want to hear. I mean, this should end up being like a community where we can share these things and we can help each other. Drop a like if you liked this video, and there are no other options except for subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can be the first to live the whole life. Until next time, my dear.